Well, students, now we will learn about the components of ecosystem. The non-living part of an ecosystem, that is light, temperature, water, air and soil. It constitutes abiotic component, and all organisms including plants, animals and microorganisms, they constitute biotic component. Now students, there is a third component that is called as a cultural component. So unlike the biotic and abiotic components, the cultural component is man-made, and it consists of the effects which are being produced on the environment by human activities such as agriculture, clearing of forests and growth of industries. Now students, we will learn about the biotic component first. The biotic components of an ecosystem can be divided into three groups, namely producers, consumers and decomposers. So producers we will learn first. The green plants are called producers because they can manufacture food through the photosynthesis, and in this process they utilize carbon dioxide and water to manufacture carbohydrates with the help of chlorophyll and sunlight. So producers are also known as autotrophs. The next is consumers. All animals, non-green plants and microorganisms that depend directly or indirectly upon the producers for food are called consumers. Now this is why, because they consume food produced by the green plants, and they are also called as heterotrophs because they are dependent upon others for their food. Consumers are further divided into herbivores, carnivores, omnivores and scavengers on the basis of what they feed on. So herbivores such as cows, sheep, goats, deer, fruit and seed eating birds, butterflies and honeybees, they depend on plants directly for nutrition, so they are called as primary consumers. The carnivores are animals that eat flesh of other animals. So those like lions, tigers and large fish, which eat primary consumers and are called secondary consumers. And those that eat secondary consumers are called tertiary consumers. For example, snakes and owls. They eat frogs, which eat insects, which eat plants. So now we will learn about omnivores. Omnivores are the organisms that eat both plants and animals. For example, crows, bears and human beings. The next term is scavengers. Scavengers such as crows, vultures and jackals serve a very useful purpose because they clean up the environment by eating dead organisms, and they may be secondary or tertiary consumers. After that, we will learn about decomposers. Decomposers are heterotrophs which obtain their nourishment from organic remains. They secrete enzymes over the dead organic remains, and it causes breakdown of organic remains into simpler and soluble substances, and the same are absorbed by the saprophytes. So in the process, various inorganic raw materials are released, and this phenomena is actually termed as mineralization, which brings about recycling of inorganic nutrients. Now student, what is the function of decomposers? We should learn this. So the functions of decomposers is, very first, they clean the earth of the organic remains. Secondly, they create a space for newer generation of organisms. And thirdly, they release inorganic nutrients from organic remains, and the same become available for use by the plants and help to maintain the ecosystems. Now students, in the next video, we will learn about the abiotic components. So till the time, you should read your chapter, go through the biotic components, and if there's any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you.